Today's video, we're just going to talk about how the SEO element of this fits into the bigger picture. Because it's one part, it's an important part, but it isn't everything. So in my experience, I've run multiple companies. I've got them up to nearly £1 million in turnover. And in my experience, you need multiple sources of leads coming into your business so that you're not too reliant on one source. Because if an algorithm changes or something happens to one lead source, you need that diversification. So my approach is always to have 2, 3, 4 potential lead sources. So with an example of, I've talked briefly about this tradesman finance website. Originally, the intention was to do cold outreach, and that would be the source of traffic. Then, obviously, we've built the website, and the website's now ranking. So we've got SEO, we've got search results coming in. I've installed Google Search Console into that website to actually see the volumes. I've fixed the forms, and so now hopefully we've got something there that will start generating leads. What I would then do, my attitude with business is that I want to bootstrap it. I want it to pay for itself, because otherwise it reduces the number of things that I can do. So my attitude is, if I get a transaction done, then I'll reinvest some of the proceeds of that transaction into advertising, so that then that creates that flywheel effect, so that we can enhance the number of leads that we're acquiring for a particular company. And the way that I would do that would be start with simple ads. So start with visuals, and then move into video if that flywheel effect keeps continuing. So that's the way that I like to look at these things. And I think it's really important to think about the web property is important, but there's a bigger picture as well. There's the social media channels, there's obviously SEO, but there's advertising, there's cold emailing. And what we're going to be doing is basically building a diversified source of leads to the businesses. I say businesses because they're not actually businesses today, but the businesses that we're going to be building. What I typically do is incorporate these companies into my holding company, and then once I've got a business to a reasonable level, so it's demonstrated its validity and it's making some money, then at that point I spin them out and set them up as their separate vehicles. So that's the way that I try and work it. And most importantly as well, obviously having the business owners, which is myself, but having a strategic partner in each of those companies, because the reality is I can't do it all. So what you've got to find is business partners that you can work with, that you can trust, who are going to help you to manage those processes. So I see myself in some ways as the kind of orchestrator. So I'm going to build the architecture and the infrastructure to generate the leads and build the processes to process those leads, and then work in conjunction with someone who has a similar skill set or a skill set that's relevant to that particular company, and build that, build the business out with that kind of hands-on experience. So that's the journey that I'm going on. I've done it before. Some of them have failed, right? So I've got war wounds. I'm not saying it's all hunky-dory and it's all gravy. But I think with the power of AI, we can leverage this and we can really push on to the next level. That's the journey I'm going to be going on. And I know this is a bit of a diversion from the normal conversations that we're having around very specific tactical SEO, but I want to give you that kind of bigger picture of what we're trying to build here. And that is implementing and using AI wherever we can within the fledgling companies. And hopefully over the period of time, you'll begin to see the journey that we take these on from literally an idea into something that's making money. And we're going to be recording the results of that as these things progress. So hopefully that's interesting to you. I look forward to you joining me on this journey, and hopefully we can build a bigger business together. Have a great day. Thanks for sticking by, and thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you soon.